In the picturesque heart of southwestern France lies the Dordogne region, a land of rolling hills, stone cottages, and ancient forests that seem pulled from the pages of a fairy tale. It's a place known for beauty, history, and peace. But once, not long ago, that peace was shattered by a haunting return of something long thought gone. This is the forgotten terror of Dordogne. The wolves.
It began quietly, as all terrifying stories do. In the winter of 2004, farmers near the edges of Périgord started noticing something strange. Sheep carcasses were found torn open, throats ripped, bodies uneaten. At first, they blamed wild dogs or poachers. But as more attacks followed, patterns emerged: precise, brutal, and eerily coordinated. Tracks were found in the frost-covered ground. Not dog prints. Larger. Deeper. The unmistakable signature of wolves. Officials were skeptical. Wolves? In Dordogne? Impossible, they said. Wolves had been extinct in this region for over a century. The last confirmed sighting had been in the 1920s. But the local shepherds weren't convinced. They knew what they saw. They heard the howls at night, long, deep, echoing across the valleys. And then came the first confirmed sighting. A woman driving through a rural backroad near Sarlat spotted 3 large, gray animals crossing in front of her headlights. They paused, looked directly at her, and vanished into the forest. That same week, 5 sheep were slaughtered in a single night.
Fear spread across the countryside. Shepherds began arming themselves. Livestock was locked indoors. Locals spoke in whispers, stories passed down by their grandparents resurfaced, tales of the loup, the French wolf, stalking children, taking livestock, tearing through villages during hard winters. And it wasn't just fear that returned, it was memory. For centuries, wolves had haunted rural France. In the 18th century alone, an estimated 7,600 people were killed by wolves across the country, some of those in Dordogne itself. Villagers remembered the infamous Beast of Gavaudan, and though it lay far to the east, the ghost of that legend now seemed to stir in the west. But this wasn't just folklore anymore. It was real. And it was getting worse.
As spring came in 2005, reports of attacks grew bolder. In one incident, a horse was found injured in a fenced pasture, claw marks along its flank. Surveillance cameras captured blurred footage of shadowy figures stalking through fields at night. The French Office for Biodiversity launched an investigation. DNA samples were taken from fur left behind on fences and trees. The results shocked everyone. Canis lupus italicus, the Italian wolf. It was true. Wolves had returned to Dordogne. But not native ones. These were travelers. Likely part of a migrating population from Italy, moving through the Alps, across the Rhône Valley, and into the heart of France. But how they survived this far was a mystery. And why they hunted so boldly. Even more so. Some blamed modern farming, easy prey. Others whispered of an unusually aggressive pack. One farmer, Jean-Claude Marichal, lost over a dozen animals in 3 months. He said, "They don't kill to eat. They kill to dominate."
And then, silence. By 2006, the attacks stopped as suddenly as they began. The wolves vanished, retreating into the thick forests or perhaps moving on. To this day, sightings still trickle in. A howl heard on a misty morning. A sheep missing, with strange tracks nearby. The official line is cautious: yes, wolves have returned to France, but they pose no danger. Yet in Dordogne, the older generation still glance at the tree line when the fog rolls in. They remember that winter. They remember the fear. And they know one truth that city officials and scientists often forget. When the wild decides to return, it doesn't ask permission.